The visitors, the Kansas City Royals starting lineup. Leading off, playing left field, David DeJesus. It'll be DeJesus in left, Bloomquist in right, Butler at first. Middle three of Miguel Oliva, Alberto Callaspo, and Mitch Meyer. Bottom third of John Buck, Alex Gordon, and Unieski Betancourt. Sox defensively from left to right in the outfield. Pasednik, Wise, KCA around the horn. Beckham, Ramirez, Getz, Canerco, and the battery of Ramon Castro and the 30-year-old southpaw Mark Burley. Mark coming in with that 12-8 record, 3.73 ERA. And he is 1-0 this year against the Royals, and in his career he is 20-8. And right now, here's tonight's delivery of the game, brought to you by Apt Appliance and Electronics Store, with free delivery throughout Chicagoland, including Naperville, Wheaton, and Aurora. Burley, 39 games over in his career. The fastest worker in baseball. He will get it, he will throw it, he will throw strikes, and that's our apt delivery of the game. And right now, fans, it's 7-11 in time for the first pitch. Tonight's game is presented by 7-Eleven. So David DeJesus will stand in against this red-hot Kansas City ball club. Royals coming in 8-2 in their last 10 ball games. And they have had a tough schedule. As a matter of fact, they have played Detroit the last 3 at home before starting this 9-game road trip, where it was Cleveland for 3, Detroit for 3, and now our White Sox for 3. So we're ready for baseball, and the first pitch of the game is taken up high. DeJesus comes in hitting at 280, 13 homers. He's driven in 70. This is the 16th meeting of the year between these two clubs. In the first 15, Sox have won 8. And Kansas City, as you know, Mike Huff. Mike sitting in for Steve Stone, who's enjoying Rosh Hashanah. Last couple of years, these guys have played us really tough.
Surprisingly so. As everyone has their peaks and valleys, these guys really have come back these last few years. Some of these good young arms starting to mature.
And time is called. But if Jim Wolf's going to do that all night, it's going to be a long ball game. Ozzie looking on. We got a couple of nice little bites, sound bites from him. As there's a breaking ball strike. And the count 1-2. Royals come in hitting at 258 as a club with a 4.69 team ERA. Hit him on the fist. Wayne Wise plays the shallowest center field of anybody in the American League. Is there, and that's out number 1.
Great job by Dwayne. Great job by Mark. Getting ahead, being able to throw even an off-speed pitch inside, keeping DeJesus off balance.
So that'll bring up a man who has really hit Burley hard, Willie Bloomquist. Willie comes in hitting at 273 with 4 homers and 29 RBIs. Lifetime against Burley, 28 at-bats, 13 hits. As Mike and I talked about in the opening, if you missed that, we're at got to time. Got to win ball games. Driving to the ballpark today, Mike, my son asked me, Dad, what do you think? And I said, Casey, I'll tell you what it's like. The position we have put ourselves in. It's the 72nd hole. Tigers got you by 2. You got 165 yards in. You got a whole lot of 90. Now, is it tough to do? You bet. Has it been done? You bet. As he can't get that one. And the count 2-2.
You're exactly right, Hawk. There's got to be some confidence. There's got to be somebody in that clubhouse that's really going to step up and light a fire. And we talked about last time we were together out in Oakland. It's not going to take a big thing. It's going to take a little thing.
Full count. In my experience in this game, which is half a century, as usual, when you're going bad and you're struggling, the rule of thumb has always been that's foul. It usually takes a real good defensive game to bring you out of it. Not a good offensive game, a good defensive game.
Good defensive game, as you said. Everybody comes back feeling positive about themselves. Even if they didn't get a hit, they may have taken a hit away, they may have made a great play, but you walk away from the game like that.
He gone.
That's a great pitch. But you walk away from the game like that, just empowered that you can now win when you start to get hits. It's a great pitch by Mark. Again, not afraid to throw a changeup at any time in the count. Starts off in the zone, cuts inside and down. Looks like a little cutter there. Strike three. Bloomquist, like you said, unbelievably hot over the last 7 games, 15 for 26. So keeping him off the base paths is nice to see.
And here's the first baseman. Just turned 23, Billy Butler, hitting at 298, 17 homers. He's driven in 80.
And Billy is first or second in just about everything for Kansas City this year. Hits, at-bats, RBIs, home runs, batting average. He's having a great year for this young team.
Yeah, the guy on deck is leading in home runs with Yellow Levo with 21. Butler, though, as I mentioned, just turned 23. This guy's got a chance to be a monster. He is. And that ball drilled into right center field. Wayne quickly over. So Butler picks up his 47th double. Go along with those 17 homers and 80 RBIs. So check that single.
Well, this is one of the reasons that Butler is second on the team in batting average. Like our Paul Konerko, who, when he's in that groove, goes the opposite way. That was a good pitch on the outside corner. Just drove it to right center.
So here is Miguel Olivo, former Sox catcher. Miguel hitting at 248, 21 homers, 58 knocked in. First pitch strike.
Good backdoor curveball there. Be nice if Mark gets that all night.
And the count very quickly 0-2. Miguel Olivo, one of the strongest guys in baseball. And one of the nicest. Unless you upset him. If he snaps, if you're around, you're in trouble. That's up high. Yeah, when he was with our organization down at Birmingham one year, stole 29 bases. He gone. Gas upstairs, and that'll retire the side after a half inning of play. It's the Royals nothing, and the good guys coming to bat. Starting lineup for the first of this 3-game set. It'll be Posednik, Beckham, and Pierzynski with the middle third of Konerko, KCA, Ramirez. Hitting 7th, 8th, and 9th will be Getz, Wise, and Castro. Defensively, DeJesus, Mayer, Bloomquist, Gordon, Betancourt, Callaspo, Butler, and the battery of John Buck and Luke Hochevar. And before we show you our picks to click, you at home select yours. First pitch strike to Scotty Piles. Fox wearing the green. Halfway to St. Patrick's Day. Matty Podge hitting his 302, 6 homers, 45 driven in. Takes the breaking ball low and in. Hochaver's a big guy, 6'5", 210 pounds, out of Tennessee. Little chopper, Cayaspo, cleanly, 1 out. And right now, let's check out our picks to click this evening. DeMancio, our director of the crew, went with Ramon Casco. Mike picked for Steve Stone. And Denise picked Chris Getz. And Pete Canizone. Lovely wife and all the guests here at the ballpark tonight. We're going to go with Scott Pasednik. Gordon Beckham fouls that back. A lot of people were asking me about 14 innings yesterday in Seattle, the 2-hour time difference. What time did we get in? As that has popped up. Butler has room. Makes the play, and that is out number 2. We got in just a little after 3 in the morning, which was a good job by the captain. Stepped on the gas a little bit, got us home a little before schedule. And then most of the guys I know, I got to bed a little after 4 and finally fell asleep at some time at 5 o'clock. That's a tough trip when you have a game the next night. Oh, and 1 the count to AJ. Here's a guy that's got to really be catching all those games, all those innings. But of course, those picks to click brought to you by Southwest Airlines. Visit southwest.com today.
As we were talking, Hawk, don't remember that back in the early 90s when I was on the teams here, and it just seems like the schedule for the White Sox really hasn't played out too well this year.
No, it's been a tough schedule. It's been a tough schedule, but you know, we've had years where we had fairly easy schedules as compared to our divisional rivals. And it goes around. And sometimes, you know, it used to be able, the squeaky wheel got the grease, but that's no longer the case. One and 2 to count. And it's done by computers. They spit it out. There it is.
No, that's okay.
Broken bat. Good pitch by Hochaver. And a good inning for the big 6'5" right-hander. 1-2-3 after 1, no score. Alberto Callaspo hitting at 299. Line shot and pitch one out here in the top of the second inning. Callaspo against us, Mike Huff, is a tough out.
Again, I mean, just looks like he uses the field all the time, and for a hitter, you know, that's a good sign of a good positive hitter, keeping those hands inside that ball. Great play by Paulie over there.
So here's the center fielder, Mitch Mayer, hitting at 250, 3 homers. He's driven in 26. 6 for 13 lifetime off Burley. Third ball misses and the count 1-1. Pretty good curveball right there, and didn't get it.
Yeah, Ramon double pumped on that one. I think
well, that's a good strike right there. It was not too high. Little comebacker. And that's out number 2. And White Sox group and party area outings, priority seating for your group of 20 or more fans. Save $1 to half off each ticket, depending on the size of your group and party areas, like the fan deck, the morning track, or an individual game diamond suite. Just call 312-674-1000 or visit whitesox.com for more details. Domain, the realm of the Bertucci boys. Out of that area. Big, strong catcher, John Buck. Hitting at 224. 7 homers, he's driven in 33. Had a bit of a freakish injury earlier, coming out of the dugout against us. Coming out of the dugout, took a bad step, sprained his back, and he was out for quite a while.
Well, it's amazing. These athletes now, they have such conditioned workouts, routines, stretches, that sometimes it's those freakish instances where you slip on a little water in the clubhouse or at the house and you just pull something a little bit and throws everything out of kilter.
Well, it needs some more fat. AT, Alan Thomas, don't get me for that one.
Yeah, these kids these days, they're just way too healthy.
Well, you take Herm Schneider, Brian Ball, Alan Thomas, our guys. And there's a little flare. Alexi is there.
Great inning.
And it'll do it a 1-2-3. And after an inning and a half, nada. At the trade deadline. Jake is making his first start for the Sox tomorrow night against these Royals. As a Padre, Jake was 6-6 with a 3.97 ERA. But checked it in 2007, he won the National League Cy Young Award. That's tonight's Toyota moving forward.
Well, that's two good reasons to come to the game tomorrow. Before the game, I had a chance to meet with Kate Meyer from the Greater Chicago Food Depository, and there's a big fundraiser that we're doing with them.
First pitch hunting is Paul Konerko high into right field. Bloomquist is there. 1 pitch, 1 out.
Hey, this big right-hander throws smooth. Gets it up there quickly when he's nice and relaxed.
He's beaten us once this year already.
Yep.
And he has good stuff when he trusts it. Say takes the strike.
Now this was a great acquisition.
This guy can play.
Oh yeah.
This guy, we were talking about it again yesterday as we have been. That's flared into left field. And that is out number 2. But his back seems to be 100%. He can play center field. He can play left field. He can play right field. He can play baseball. Baseball.
And a good guy to have in the clubhouse. I mean, not afraid to pass that knowledge around. And
fantastic guy to have in the clubhouse. He's one of those special people to have in the clubhouse. Here's Alexei. But Hochaver, he was selected in the first round in the 06 draft. He was the first player picked in the country out of the University of Tennessee. So yeah, he has a chance. There's a strike.
As we saw earlier, Alexei on a 7-game hitting streak. Again, Alexei, one of those, trusts his hands. Nice and loose at the plate. He put us on the board pretty quickly.
Game hitting at 279, 15 homers, 65 go in. Outfield, they're about equal distance. Spread out slightly to the left. And you can bring your friends and family to U.S. Cellular Field as the Sox take on these Royals tomorrow and Sunday. And the Twins 21st through the 23rd, Tigers 25th through the 27th. So for tickets, call 866 Sox Game or visit whitesox.com. Souvenir right side.
That was a good job of battling off a good fastball on the outside corner there. When you're going well and you get those hitting streaks, you're able to cover those tough spots. Just foul it off to give yourself a chance to let the pitcher make a mistake.
Well, these guys today are so much better than that than we were in my time. I mean, there's no comparison in that respect. There's another foul ball. We had a few guys that could do it. A few guys had that in their arsenal. But today, where we had maybe 10%, maybe tops 15%, today you've got 80, 85% of these guys that have it in their arsenal. They fight off the tough pitches, fight them off. And that is just foul.
Just missed that one. I think that goes back a lot to the organization here, and I think more the hitting instructors are now able to get that message across to some of these young kids coming up to say, look, there's a lot of hits with 2 outs, and as long as you battle with some of these tough pitchers that are throwing harder than ever before, give yourself a chance to get a good one to hit.
2 out and a 2-2 pitch. Well, that's what Greg Walker, who is a fine hitting.
Very fine.
He just tries to get his guys to give him a competitive at bat every time they go out there. Be dangerous. And that's a good at bat.
That's a great at bat. First base runner for us, so hopefully let's get Luke in a stretch and a little bang here with 2 outs.
They'll bring up Chris Getz. Hitting at 268, a couple of homers. He's driven in 31, and Getz building himself a nice fan base here. He is a good, solid player. Takes first pitch strike.
And some of the best, again, doesn't matter what era, some of the best can trust themselves to take a pitch or two, take a strike or two, knowing that they still have that third one where they're going to get a hit.
Well, there's another area that these guys are better than in my era. You've got more guys today that are not afraid to get hit with 2 strikes than you had in my time. You only had a few back in those days. Today there's a lot. And I get a lot of emails, texts from former teammates of mine. Not a lot, but a few. Saying, Hawk, how can you say these guys are better than we were? Well, they haven't seen them every day for 50 years like I have. That's inside. Now, I'm not saying better teams. I'm just saying better individual talents, players.
Well, as we talked about earlier, they take such good care of themselves. I mean, there is so much invested in them, and there's strength coordinators, the trainers, like you talked about, Herm, by far one of the best in the league, keeping these guys healthy and on the field.
There he goes. And there's a little chopper. Lee Hopper. And that'll do it. Nothing across. We strand one after 2. No score. First pitch to Alex Gordon, leading off here in the top of the 3rd, and we certainly want to thank the crew chief and second base umpire Gary Cedarstrom. So far, he is giving us our allotted time in between innings, especially with Mark Burley. That ball hit deep into right field. Cassay's not going to be able to get it. It's off the bottom of the fence. Now, Gordon going to pull up at second. So the leadoff double by the 25-year-old third baseman.
This is actually a good job of base running by Alex Gordon. He sits nicely on the little breaking ball here, puts the barrel on it, good swing. Nice and short, and takes off hard out of the batter's box, giving himself a chance to get a triple. But rule of thumb, you don't want to make the first, and you don't want to make the last out of third. Held up at second. Now let's see if we can leave him there.
And that'll bring up Betancourt, Unieski Betancourt, the shortstop. Hitting at 241, 5 homers. He's driven in 40. Takes that pitch inside. 95% of the umpires don't care about giving the allotted time in between innings, even though it's their job to do so. that's back through the middle. Sucked up by Alexei, throws him out. For a second, looked like that was going to be a base hit. Meanwhile, Gordon in the third, one down.
We might have gotten a little lucky here. The ball hit the side of the mound as it was going up the middle, and that might have been just enough to angle it back toward Alexei. Does a good job using two hands, righting himself, and a good throw to first for the out.
So the Sox bring the infield in for the leadoff hitter, David DeJesus. And out to Wayne Wise in short left center field. DeJesus has faced Mark Elias, 64 at bats. He has 10 hits, 9 of which stayed in the park.
When you think about leadoff hitters, you don't think about RBI guys, but DeJesus is second on their team in RBIs with 70.
Last year he drove in 73.
There's good production out of your leadoff guy.
And last year he had 307, 12 homers, knocked in 73.
Nice ball player.
Yes, he is.
You look at this Kansas City lineup and you can see why they were really competitive early part of the season. They were believing in themselves. Great job there by Paulie. Fielding the ground ball, looking the runner back to third and stepping on first by himself.
Even a better pitch by Burley.
I tell you what, he has done a great job so far of getting inside on these guys. Even in a good hitter's count, right on the corner, was not going to give in. And again, we talk about confidence in these young pitchers, believing they can throw those pitches. Took Mark a few years, but now we see it consistently.
Well, he is 39 games over 500. Not too shabby for a 30-year-old. 134 up, 95 down. And this year, our starters have been terrific. They lead the league in quality starts by a wide margin. And as we've talked about in spring training, talked about it last year, talked about it the first part of this year, it's a battle of bullpens today. I don't care how good your starters are. And whoever's going to get the best work out of the bullpen in August and September is probably going to win the divisional title. Well, we have not.
Unfortunately for us this year, we have not. But true to your point, more and more teams now are looking just to get to that sixth inning. So you have someone for the 7th, 8th, and 9th. More and more teams going to 6 and 7 guys in the bullpen. Our starters have given us a chance to get to that 8th and 9th. Just unfortunately a little inconsistency this year.
Yeah, it's been one of those seasons. So far. That's high and count. It's full to Bloomquist. Struck out on a changeup, a good changeup this last at bat.
3-2 changeup. You wonder if that's in the back of his mind now.
Should be.
Let's see what Ramon calls here.
Ball 4 he calls.
I think he wanted the ball 4, but definitely that fastball inside was again, playing with Willie a little bit there. See if he was looking for the changeup when he got inside. Hopefully broke a bat if that was a strike.
So here's Billy Butler, lined a single into right center field.
He got Mark the first time. We'll see if Mark gets him on this one.
He's got it. Getting better and better. Getting better and better.
I forgot how young he was, too. When you said that, it brought me back to, again, good young nucleus for this Kansas City team with those arms. And
well, Dayton Moore, the general manager, has done a good job. I mean, it's just that simple. Now, have they played commensurate with the job he's done? No, they haven't. And the count 2-0. Butler last year did 275, 11 homers, knocked in 55. This year coming in, hitting at 298, 17 homers and 80. And you can visit the official online shop of the White Sox at whitesox.com. Browse the largest online selection of authentic team gear, including official caps, t-shirts, jerseys, collectibles, and more. So get your team gear straight from the source. Shop at whitesox.com shop. So back-to-back walks. You don't see that very often from Mark Burke.
With this guy at 3-0, I'm almost okay with saying, let's start over from scratch. Let's regroup. Let's go after Olivo at this point, knowing that he struck him out last time.
Think about Olivo. He's dangerous.
Yeah, don't make a mistake. I agree.
Get him, make decent pitches, make the mistake. He's probably going to hit it real hard someplace. Sacks packed with bad guys. Pitch outside.
As we talked about, Miguel leading their team in home runs. There's your 3 runners.
There's a strike. Talking to a couple of Kansas City people prior to the game, they said that they have really, lately, been getting some guys on and getting them in. And that is an area where we have struggled lately. That's inside, and the count 2-1.
Well, to your point, as we were starting the game, they've won their last 3 series, winning either 2 out of 3 or taking
3
them all.
out of 10.
They're playing some good teams, too.
And that's up high.
Big pitch here for a lot of different ways. No place to put him, but you don't want to groove one, because like you said, he's leading their team in home runs right now.
And a full count. Good, 2 out. And our fans very much into it, as they know. In the remaining 15 games, we can't lose now. Big hat, no cap.
No doubt on this one. Mark was going to put it right down the middle, and sometimes you got to do that when you're struggling a little bit. Luckily, a little underneath it, fouled it back.
I can't remember the last time I saw Mark Burley walk 3 in a row.
No, and here comes Coop. I think the same thing. I'm sure he was almost on that top step with 2 walks back to back, but definitely with 3. Going out there to talk to Mark, getting back to the basics. Before the game, Hawk got a chance to meet Kate Maher from the Greater Chicago Food Depository. Big fundraiser tomorrow going on, bringing food for all those a little less fortunate than we are. I did not know that last year we helped raise over 2,000 pounds of food for them in our event.
White Sox wives over the years have been absolutely sensational in their efforts for this food. Well, here's a tough cookie. Callaspo comes right back to him, and that'll do it. So after walking 3, giving up the leadoff double, they score 1. Ain't all bad. White Sox baseball is brought to you in part by Apt. Save 15% instantly on all Energy Star major appliances at Apt in Glenview. Pleasing people since 1936. 73 years of pleasing people. 1-0 Kansas City here in the bottom of the third. Wayne Wise, Ramon Castro, and Scott Pye. 21 to count.
Most of the time you get that leadoff double, the man's going to score, but after Mark got 2 outs, leaving him at third, a little surprising. See if we can get that one back right here, plus a few more.
Well, I think he has walked 3 before. Well, it was a long time ago. I can't remember. It's been so long. That's out of play. That'll count 2-2. So how are things going with you at the White Sox Academy?
Oh, going great. Starting to implement some new changes. And we actually just had a new partnership with the Bolingbrook Panthers, just strictly for girls. Over 1,000 girls playing fast pitch, volleyball, and basketball. That we've just formed a partnership where we're going to be teaching their parents fundamentals. They're going to be practicing at the academy, and those are the types of things that we're really looking forward to do across the Metroplex.
Quite a coup there.
We're very excited. Working with a couple other park districts, trying to do the same thing. Just help the parents learn the fundamentals and have some great instruction from our instructors who've learned from the White Sox coaches as well as the Bulls coaches.
There's a base hit. D.Y.'s got a high breaking pitch and didn't let him get away with it.
And that's what you're supposed to do when you're a major league hitter. You get a hanging curveball like this, you put a good swing on it, stay within yourself, and now you're leading off an inning with one of the best base runners we've got out there.
And here's Castro. Well, hitting at 200, 4 homers, he's driven in 11. You know, we're getting back to bowling. Roger Clare, the mayor out there, does a tremendous job. A tremendous job. He is so intense and intent on that city doing things for the youth.
That's exactly right. And these parents, this organization is not about travel teams and pushing their children to the next level. It's really about being inclusive, which is exactly what we're trying to do at the Bull Sox Academies.
There goes Blaine. No chance. Myers picks up his 4th stolen base.
This clearly is a hit and run. Dwayne takes a peek in, sees where it is. Ramon actually does a good job knowing how low it is. He's still going to swing and protect him, but not going to foul it off.
Buck had no chance right there.
Nope. Now let's get some winning baseball right here.
Roger Clare has instituted a tremendous youth golf program out there called the Golf Club, Carl Beagle School of Golf. Now all of a sudden bringing in the
Panthers.
That's awesome.
I didn't realize they had been around for over 30 years in that community, but like you said, all that mayor is trying to do out there, pretty exciting stuff for those southwest suburbs.
Ramon trying to take it to the right side and can't quite get it back. Now you got to go for yourself to a degree. 1-2 to count. It's hard sometimes when the guy's playing as harshly as he does, hitting 200. Ask him to execute.
Especially when someone rushes it up there. Nice smooth motion like Luke does. To your point now, hopefully he's thinking more up the middle.
That's foul. He's just thinking contact.
I remember the situation well, playing part-time, but when you've got hitting instructors like walk and extra hitting that you can do, you try to keep yourself in that game mode, but it's awfully tough, like you said.
It's easy to do in BP. When that bell rings, that's a different song.
There's a lot of 300 and 400 hitters in BP. Home run champs. Whew.
Oh boy, D. Wise. You've been thinking about Diasco's going to hang out around. He's even got a lot more leeway with Ramon at the plate, and also Castro having 2 strikes. Well, he got a pitch to do it on right there, just underneath it. He tried.
Yes, again, a good approach to the plate, thinking up the middle, got a good pitch to hit over there. Just under it, fouled it back to the right here. With 2 strikes, most people are starting to think, let me just make contact and up the middle, and you can see right there, just underneath it. That's a pitch typically a part-time player gets called against him. That was a good job of laying off of that one.
Gap out there in left center.
Infield playing really to pull, though.
Had a good effort by Ramon. Meanwhile, he's working him out.
Yes, he is. Giving Mark a chance to relax a little bit in there.
Be the 41st pitch. Hochhaber, 2+ innings. And he tried again.
Oh, try to go to right again. Now, again, like you said, working him like this is really going to help Ramon set him up for later in the game. He's getting release points. He's seeing different pitches. He's seeing different locations. And this one up in on the hands. He's still got his hands inside of that, trying to go to the right side of the infield. But he's still alive.
Yeah, this has been a good at bat regardless of what happens.
Exactly.
The more pitches you see, the more dangerous you become. And another foul ball.
The other thing you do is you really let your teammates see him throwing more from a stretch. You let your teammates see how he works a certain count, certain pitches. So even if he makes an out here, you're giving guys like Beckham and Paulie and Mark a chance to get into a rhythm and see what he's doing and what the catcher Buck's calling in certain situations.
This will be the 10th pitch of this sequence. Finally got him. So 1 out.
This being a hard slider, the arm action, the angle, the velocity of the ball coming out, looking like a fastball. As you said, as a part-time player, sometimes it's tough to pick up the rotation, and unfortunately that one just slid off the outside part of the plate.
Well, for him to have a 10-pitch capacity, good at that.
Exactly.
Regardless. Scotty Pides grounded out for Callaspo. Takes first pitch strike.
Scotty Pides having another solid season for the White Sox this year.
Breaking ball. And the count 0-2. This is where Scotty Pides against the right-hander with a pretty good breaking ball is a definite disadvantage. Down in the end and in trouble. Well, you might say, well, okay, if Scotty Pides knows that he has trouble with that breaking ball down the end, what can he do to combat it? Well, it's easier said than done. What he could do is be back off the plate, so anything that was down and in would be a ball. But then he's got to commit to diving out over the plate. As I said, it's a lot easier said than done.
Hochhaber trying to get him. A little slider there, like you said.
Tried to bury it right in there. I mean, if he throws him a curveball down and in, As I said, he's in definite trouble. It's hard for Scotty Pies with 2 strikes to lay off that pitch, as it is a lot of left-handed hitters.
A lot of left-handed hitters. I would agree.
Little chopper. Betancourt's got him, and that's out number 2. So it's at the Beckham. Gordon fouled out Billy Butler at first base. And of course, Gordon's already built himself a nice fan base here.
Deservedly so.
Oh yeah. Well, he's been trying to be the face of this organization for a long time. Fouls that back. He's got the physical skills to do it. He's got the mental abilities and capabilities.
One of those very surprising, as you talked about, just the mental capacity of this young man is unique and special, which is why he's a special player.
That's outside. Hochaber has 9 wild pitches this year. Notice he stayed away from the curveball. He's staying with a slider with a man on third. And that's hit to the shortstop. Betancourt. And that'll do it. We get a man on second. Nobody out. Can't get him in. Nothing Royals here in the top of the 4th inning. 1-2-0 for them. 1-0 for us. It'll be Mayer, Buck, and Gordon to face Mark Burley. Takes a strike. Early 1-0 this year against Kansas City. 20-8 lifetime against the Royals. And that's back to the middle. Bad pitch.
As we talked about with Duane, curveball a little bit up in the zone. A good hitter should be putting that one in play and should be hitting it hard somewhere. Hard to believe he didn't swing at the one before. This time Mark wanted to make sure it's a strike. Unfortunately left it up a little bit too high. Mitch put a good pass on it.
So here's Buck. Hit a little looper to Ramirez at short.
Good double play candidate right here.
Mayer at first can run. He's 7 for 8 in stolen bases. And show your White Sox passion at every home game this season with an Office Max sign. Of course, you only have 8 more to do that. Our last homestand here, so visit one of the Office Max sign making stations located throughout U.S. Cellular Field. Office Max, hometown sponsor of the Chicago White Sox. All over inside. There's Jim Wolf.
Ooh, I was hoping that one hit that inside corner.
Didn't miss by much.
That's a strike.
It's right side.
Long strike.
Wrong shape.
You ever play with some guys, pitchers, that would actually throw a changeup a little inside and up, knowing people would just yank that sucker foul?
A lot. Not a few.
That's a great pitch.
Used to talk about in the pregame meetings. Flip this guy a couple little sliders inside there and bring the hammer down. Hawk, if you're playing first base tonight, hang loose, buddy. Wear your coat. He gone.
Now, great sequence by Mark, just what we're talking about. Sometimes you can set up these hitters by pitching them inside, showing them stuff in, and then coming outside on the back door. As a hitter, you don't know, do I foul it off? Is it going to call it a ball? And last minute you think, let me just foul it, but it's too late. Strike 3.
So here's Alex Gordon. He doubled and scored last inning. Yeah, that was a way of pitching. That was part of their arsenal. And it takes a lot of stones to do that. And out there 60 feet 6 inches away from a big league hitter and flip him a little rolling slider in off the plate that you know he's going to kill, but he hits it hard, it's going to be foul. You know, and the reason it's not done as much today because of the DH. They're getting picked off. Gets the angle, does Paulie. He gone. 2 down.
Great job by Mark. He'd gone over to first, gone to home, gone to first. This was the first time back-to-back. Mitch clearly going on first move, guessing, which he doesn't need to. Picked him off. Good throw by Mark. Good play by Alexi to put him on.
Now we talked about Billy Butler, just 23 years old, got a chance to be a monster down the road. This young man right here, the same. He's 25. Fortunately, had a couple of injuries that had deterred him. Set him back a little bit. But there is a bundle of talent right there. And power. He's thrown a couple of close curve balls. Now somebody barking out at him from the Sox dugout that have just missed, if at all, which I don't think they have.
I think that's right, especially in that first inning. Mark threw a couple that might have been just off the plate that were called for a strike.
Well, it's not where he catches it, it's where
it crosses the plate.
Crosses the plate. And Jim Wolf's a good umpire. I like it. But you're going to take the curveball away from every pitcher who goes out there, making throw it right down the middle. There's no sense in having the curveball, because that will do it. He faces 3 this inning, but he still trails at 1-0. Fourth meal, the meal between dinner and breakfast, open until 1 a.m. or later. That is Lisa Stone. Lisa Stone and Mike Huff sitting in for Steve tonight. As it's 1-0 bad guys here in the bottom of the fourth. AJ first ball hunting in the left field. 1 pitch, 1 out. And look at there. One of my favorites. Vince Vaughn. I tell you what.
He is funny.
Did you ever see the movie Be Cool?
Oh, yes. Yep. John Travolta, Uma Thurman.
The Rock.
Oh, The Rock.
I want to tell you what. That was, to me, one of the funniest movies I have ever seen. Vince Vaughn is just, he's an entertainer.
Yes. Best way to put it.
Cedric the Entertainer in that movie. That was, if you hadn't seen Be Cool, it was shot. I don't laugh that much, but I'll laugh at the time of that. Volley, right field, he went out. Minnesota leading the Tigers 2-0. That's in Minnesota. They have 7 games, counting this one, remaining this year. It's in the hole. That, of course, got a good arm. And a good pick by Butler.
And unfortunately, the wrong guy running for us. Paulie, not too fleet of foot. That was a nice play, though. As a shortstop, if you could get over there and right yourself, take one extra step, Betancourt does a good job and misses low, giving his first baseman a chance to make a play, not missing high.
So here's KCA. Well, the Tigers coming into tonight have lost 7 of their last 10. Kansas City's won 8 of the last 10. There's a chopper. This didn't take long at all. 1, 2, 3 quickly, and we're into the 5th. Nothing Royals here in the top of the 5th inning. Betancourt to lead it off. Mark Burley pours a strike over the outside corner.
Now there you go. I mean, that's the ball that's hitting the outside corner.
And that's hitting the center field. Dwayne got to go back. He's there. And this has happened a couple of times. This is our Comcast HD shot of the game. Jim Wolf got the best arm of any umpire in Major League Baseball. Burley purposely runs out very quickly to get out there. You can see him sparring. This throws him a seed. Burley said, well, don't do that. You're showing me up. Here's DeJesus. Takes first pitch strike.
Mark just doing a great job of throwing that first pitch strike, getting ahead of these hitters, giving himself a chance to let him throw his pitches.
They've made a couple. There's a curveball call for the strike.
That's what we've been waiting for.
Oh, 0-2 the count to the 29-year-old outfielder. And that ball hit in the center field. Can of corn for D. Wise. 2 down. Sox fans, text Soxmen to Shy Sox 244-769 to sign up for mobile alerts. Sign up now to receive up to $5 off tickets for the September 22nd and 23rd home game versus the Twins. They stay connected. Text Soxmen to Shy Sox 244-769 today. Message and data rates apply. Text STOP to quit.
Well, Hawk, you talked about Bloomquist being a little bit of a thorn in the side of the White Sox, let alone Mark. He's got 28 at bats and he's hitting .464 against Mark.
Good change up and count 1-1.
Gotta love when you got a center fielder like Dwayne Wise behind you. Just relaxes. He gets such a good jump on all the balls. He's always on his toes and covers so much ground out there. You talked about him playing shallow, taking away those cheap ones. Comforting when you know even when they hit it hard, he can go get it, as all of our Sox fans saw when Mark had that perfect game.
Well, that game that he made the catch. Rotation.
Oh, yes. Okay?
Right there is where he went over the wall to bring him back in.
And we've already named it the catch.
He was so shallow. He had come in a couple of extra steps because you're going to get burned more in front of you than you are over your head. So he had playing a percentage. He'd come in, and I said, that's the last thing I do before every pitch, check the outfielders. He came in a couple of steps, and all of a sudden, when Kapler hit the ball, there's a line shot right to Paulie.
Great inning.
1-2-3. We're halfway home, but we trail it 1-0. Chicagoland viewers, how would you like to win $5 footlongs from Subway? Just be the 500th texter to text Subway to 97999. Go to WGNTV.com for complete info and rules. Breaking ball. to Alexi Ramirez, and the count 1-0. Alexi drew a walk back in the second.
Oh,
He just missed it.
just missed that one.
High pop up. And that's out number one, and that'll bring up Chris Getz, who got it out to his counterpart, Guy Aspo. There's a strike, and joining me in the booth tonight, placing my partner Steve Stone, is Mike Huff, former outfielder for the Sox. And the count 1-1. 1-1 pitch, and this popped up into left center field. DeJesus making the call. And right now, let's check out a USA Today text poll question. Believe in something better. Should Mark Burley win his first Rawlings Gold Glove Award this season? A, yes, B, no. Just text A or B to 97999 and watch for the results later in the game.
You know where I'm going to vote on that?
Wise, Dwayne has our only hit. Got a high curveball. Leading off the third. Ripped one into center field, then stole second base. Was there with nobody out, and we couldn't do anything with it. 0-2 the count. There's a chopper right to Butler. Well, that is 9 in a row retired by Luke Hochevar, and he leads it 1-0. One nothing Royals here in the top of the sixth inning. It'll be Butler, Olivo, and Kai Aspo, third, fourth, and fifth place hitters for Kansas City. Butler has singled hard into right center, and he has walked. 1-3-0 for the Royals, 0-1-0 for our Sox. And that's up high 2-0. Three and 0.
Mark looking like he's just trying to get a little too fine with Butler.
And the dreaded leadoff walk. That's the fourth walk issued by Burley tonight. He walked 3 in a row back in the third inning. Olivo forced in a run.
We talked about Hope Cheever having 9 outs in a row. Mark was on 7 in a row right there before that walk. Pitching great after those three walks in the third inning. Got the last out, 1, 2, 3 in the fourth, 1, 2, 3 in the fifth.
Olivo, that strikeout and that walk. He picked up his 59th RBI. High and wide. And a count 1-1. Hit hard but foul. Burley on top of ball and 2 strikes.
Put that infield to work right here. Double play.
Get foul. Get foul. It won't. It's fair. And it is 3-0 Royals. So the leadoff walk's going to come around to score on the 22nd homer by Miguel Olivo. I mentioned, you make a mistake to him and he is dangerous.
We talked earlier about throwing some soft pitches inside, guys, pull it foul. This is a good pitch on the inside corner, but watch Olivo pull his hands inside the ball, keeping it just fair, unfortunately for us.
There's a strike to Callaspo. He's 0 for 2. Royals winners of 8 of the last 10. Sox, the last 10, have won 4.
Well, for all Sox fans, Hawk, as you well know, as you've seen it up close, I mean, we shouldn't have lost 4. Shouldn't have won 4. We should have probably only lost 4. Should have had at least 6 out of those last 10, if not 7.
We've been doing it all year.
Putting ourselves in a good enough position to win, and unfortunately not closing the door.
Well, the way we have played this season, we're really exactly where we should be.
Yes.
And that's what's so disappointing and frustrating. Frustration to me is that ball into left field. Pods is right there, makes the catch, and that's out number 1. But frustration is a much heavier word in sports than disappointing. So here is Mitch Mayer, 1 for 2, a single. And then Burley picked him off. Next first pitch strike.
We saw Ozzie there in the dugout a couple different times. I'm sure he's already thinking the same thing. We're getting a good pitching performance, not giving up too many runs, but we haven't given him any support. And again, it looks like we're trying to find a way to lose.
He gone.
That's a nice spot.
2 down. Hart now with 102 strikeouts on the season.
As you talked about, it's where it crosses the plate. That one definitely had the outside corner.
Here's John Buck. He was one of those 4 strikeouts. He also has looped out to Alexi. And there's a bullet right back through the middle. So 2-out single. And White Sox Diamond Suites are perfect for client entertainment, family parties, or a night out with friends. Provide first-class service while enjoying White Sox baseball. Reserve a Diamond Suite for a Sox game today. Call 312-674-1000 or visit whitesox.com for more details.
You can have a lot of fun in those suites. They do a great job with food, drink, the view. Those are very special.
As here's Alex Gordon. 1 for 2, a double, and he scored back in the 3rd inning. And that ball hit hard, but D. Wise is there, makes the catch. And that'll do it. The 2-run homer by Miguel Olivo widens the gap. They lead it 3-0. Constantly on all Energy Star major appliances at Apt in Glenview. Pleasing people since 1936. That is 73 years of pleasing customers.
That's a long time to be pleasing people. That's why they're still
Unless
in
you're
business.
good, you're not going to be in business for 73 years.
That's exactly right. All right, Ramon, start us off. Time to put a crooked one up there for us.
First pitch strike. 3-5-0 for them. We have 1 hit. That was a single by Wise, leading off in the 3rd inning.
Oh, Cheever quickly getting 0-2. Starting to get a little more confident on that mound. Not good for us.
Checks it up. Good check.
That was, as you talked about before, last at bat, even though he struck out, he had a chance to see a lot of pitches. That one being the one he struck out. This time he laid off it.
He had a 10-pitch at bat. Betancourt sucks it up. 1 out.
Scotty Pott is due. Let's get him on the base. Get Hope Cheever back into the stretch.
He has grounded to second. He has grounded to short. Fakes the bunt and takes the strike. Big gap out there in left center. Jesus guarding the line and left. Fakes the punt. Takes another strike.
Scotty questioning that one. I think I might as well. I might also. You never want to use travel as an excuse, but most of our outs have been just missing the ball, a fraction in or a fraction out, and something tells me, Hawk, when you get home at 3 o'clock in the morning, you touch down at 3 o'clock, you don't get back to your home until 4, we're going to have a little bit off.
Well, every team knows Mikey's got to do it.
Now, that's a good job of battling. As we're talking about before, that tough 2-strike count. Pitcher putting one right in the black. Walk doing a great job of getting these guys to realize, look, give yourself a chance. Something that's really close. Don't let the umpire maybe make a bad call. Just foul it off.
And you got to stick it in your pocket. And he throws it away. That's why you got to stick it in your pocket. He did not make the move to second. So Scotty Pines with an infield single.
Now, this was something we saw Scotty working on before, almost like a fast pitch in softball, kind of a running swing, slapping it the other way. Saw the third baseman playing back, saw a fastball up and away, knew he could put the barrel on it, kept it fair, and with his speed, you're going to put a lot of pressure on the defense there. Sometimes it takes a little something like that, a little out of the blue, a little bit unique to get a rally going. Let's hope that's happening today, right now.
And that breaks a streak of 10 in a row retired by Hochevar. Good lead by Scotty Pods. Breaking ball strike. Gordon has fouled out the first, and he has grounded to short.
Both of his at-bats just didn't quite get the barrel out there. Hopefully third time around is a charm for Gordon. And Scotty doing what a good leadoff man should do, good base runner should do, get the pitcher not focusing on the plate, focusing on him.
Big gap out there in right center. And the count evens at 1. Tomorrow night, Jake Peavy. Make your plans to be with us here at beautiful USA LaField. Jake Peavy against left-hander Dusty Hughes.
2 good reasons to come out tomorrow. Bring some food for the food depository and see Jake Peavy. I'm excited about that one.
Oh, yeah. 1-2. Well, believe it or not, Major League Baseball, like you played in it, you know, when you get trips like we had last night where you get in very late, early hours of the morning, it really affects the younger guys more than it does the older guys, because the older guys know how to deal with it.
Older guys are used to that. They've been through it enough times.
Right to the bag, it takes him. And that'll do it. We're into the 7th. We need 3 to tie. As you check out our Southwest Airlines tail of the tape, 3-0 Bad Guys here in the top of the 7th inning. It'll be Betancourt, DeJesus, and Bloomquist to face Mark Burley. Betancourt has grounded to short, and he has lined out hard to center. So he's got a 2-0 count. Just over the head of Alexei. So a soft single into left field.
Good pitch here, 2-0. Came in on his hands right on that inside corner, and Alexei did a really good job of trying to time his jump. Unfortunately, this ball just gets over the glove.
Well, this year has been a frustrating year as a team collectively, and certainly individually has been frustrating. Mark Burley this year has given up probably more duck snorts in one season than any pitcher I have ever witnessed. I mean, and that encompasses a lot of games. As you see, Tony Pena. Pena's been throwing the ball well, especially with that slider, but again, it goes back to symptomatic to when you're not. We talked about it on the plane last night. Do we have the holes in our ball club? Sure. There's not one team in baseball that doesn't have a lot of holes in their team. But we are a pretty good baseball team that has played bad baseball. Not pretty bad. We have played bad baseball. And there's no way you have not had one run, Mikey. You follow us every day. You know what's going on.
Oh, yes.
And we have not had one run this year. Now, that's almost unbelievable. Usually every team, whether it be the Washington Nationals, who have had 2 runs this year, they had their 9-game winning streak, had another run where they won like 8 out of 9 or 8 out of 10. We haven't had one of those.
Yeah, to your point, it's almost difficult when you play 150 games not to have a streak of 5 or 10 in there where you get lucky, you get duck snorts, you get great pitching, and you put
and the other
7
team
in a
beats
row.
themselves.
Other team boots it around a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, we haven't had one of those. But we deserve to be where we're at.
Well, we're playing to what we are.
Back.
We're playing to a 500 ball club, and you can't expect a 500 ball club to make the playoffs.
There's a breaking ball hit into right field. So the turn, here's a throw by KCA, not in time. So runners at the corners, nobody out.
Mark doing a good job coming in on this ball. Going right through the cutoff man on his way to third. Keeping DeJesus at first. But again, just a ball that got a little too much of the plate there, a little slider and a good swing. Here comes Mark rushing in hard. As you see the throw, right over Alexei's glove, so Alexei was able to keep DeJesus at first.
And that'll be all for Mark as Ozzie out. Yeah, Mark made some bad pitches tonight. But again, it's a soft single that starts things off by Betancourt, and that's symptomatic of what's been going on. So Mark Burley gets a nice round of applause. He goes 6+ Change here in the top of the 7th. Coming on for Mark Burley. Tony Pena, there his number 22, making his 29th appearance. He comes on with runners at the corners, nobody out. So he's got his work cut out for him. Willie Bloomquist, Billy Butler, and Miguel Oliva. Bloomquist 0 for 2 with the base on balls. Minnesota leading the Tigers 3-0, bottom of the 6th. There's the go get him, run it at him, so he can't. Get down and run, but you got now ducks on the pond. There's one out.
Great job, bud.
Holly's got to go hard right at him, running back to third. With the Jesus coming in.
Paulie did it right. He got the play. He started going after him.
Well, he's got to go hard at him and
Yep.
running back to third. And not allow
Both runners to move up. Not just one, both of them. And it forces your hand as a manager. You have to walk. Billy Butler.
Well, he may have done that anyway.
Very true. Makes it an easy decision, at least.
Butler tonight. One for one with now 3 walks. So you can see now DeJesus, he's doing the right thing. He just busts. He doesn't care what Betcourt does. But right there, Paulie, and the runner goes now into second base. But when the first baseman gets that play, you have got to bust it right over, run him back to third base, take him all the way back to the bag with that, because you see that peripherally, you see the runner coming around and going into third.
Well, and that's where Ramon
That way
Castro,
you're going to stop the man at first from going to second.
Yeah, Castro's got to be yelling at him, run it all the way back, because Castro can really see Butler coming around second, DeJesus coming around second hard.
So here's Olivo. He has struck out, walked with the bases loaded, and then last inning hit a 2-run homer. So he has driven in all 3 Kansas City runs. 22 homers, 61 knocked in now for the White Sox catcher. And there's the pitch. 1-1 the count. Sox back to the Royals, top of the 7th inning. They lead it 3-0.
Looked like a backup slider there, might have got that inside corner. He might have surprised the umpire as much as Ramon Castro.
The 2-1 pitch. That's into center field. Wayne is there. Here comes DeJesus. Here's the throw. He missed on the first base side. He got a miss on the third base side right there, and it's 4-0.
Hey, that's a great job, bud. Leave you on that horse, kid.
Olivo having himself a night. Unfortunately, Wise gets behind it well. Good strong throw, but like Ken said, if you're going to miss and you're going to go all the way to home plate, you got to miss on the third base side, giving your catcher a chance to block the plate, prevent the runner from scoring, especially someone that's going to go in head first. Castro can do some damage. I remember Mike Scioscia when I came up with the Dodgers. Don't think about sliding in head first. He would bury you with his catcher's
Well, there
gear.
have been a lot of catchers like that. Scioscia was one of them. Gene Tennis, the hitting coach for Toronto, when he was catching with Oakland. You try to score on him or go through him, you're gone. I saw Socha play. I think that at tennis, Socha has the rep for it, which is justified. But I thought tennis was even tougher. Bill Freehand, catcher from the Tigers. Big mountain of a catcher. Try to run through him. The other guys, you got catchers, they just give you the swipe tag, like we're going to give you the Olay, the one-handed swipe. That ball is in the gap.
That is trouble.
And that's going to score a pair. Callaspo, just a thorn in our behind, I'll tell you that. Wow. So it is now 6-0.
Willie. Nice job, buddy. Nice job.
Well, this was an inning that could make or break the team. Keep him at 3. Unfortunately, this ball right down the middle. Callaspo, nice swing, and just comes right out of the box running hard. No one's going to get that ball, and it just rolls all the way to the fence.
Well, so far a tough inning for Payne. And they're going to put him on. Mayer. Oh boy.
Well, for that righty-on-righty matchup here.
Got to time with winner.
Well, and Minnesota is doing their job. As you talked about earlier, they're on top of Detroit, giving us a chance to get another game. We still got 3 at bats, plenty of time, but we got to shut it down right here.
Buck takes a strike. He's 1 for 3. Hard single back through the middle last inning. And that ball's still down the left field. Get foul. It will, thank you.
Not by much, but definitely enough for us. You hate to see one of your pitchers who makes a good pitch, gets a hitter off balance, and sometimes a one-handed swing ends up being a base hit. This time we got a little bit lucky, just went foul. Pena's got him right where he wants him, 0-2. See if we can make it quick. End the inning right here.
Outfield straight up, spread out. That's a pop. Double-barreled activity. Nunez and Williams.
Both looked like they were ready. Hopefully we won't need them.
Royals 1 in the 3rd, 2 in the 6th, and 3 so far here in the 7th. We have 2 hits.
Both singles and 1 an infield single. That's not what we wanted tonight.
To Hopper down to Beckham, over to Getz, and that'll do it. But a crooked number goes up on the board, 7th inning stretch. We're in deep duty.
7th, and AJ Przinsky hopefully bringing us some base runners and beginning of a big inning, because we need one. Down 6-0. It has not been pretty for our Sox. Only 2 hits to this point.
Yeah, we've had a bad go of it at a bad time to have a bad go of it. AJ 0 for 2 has bounced back to the pitcher and gone out to left field. That's pitch strike. And that ball hit in the right field. Didn't get it. Bloomquist up against the White Sox charity sign, makes the catch, 1 out. I tell you, that Callesto against us looks like Robbie Alomar. It's amazing. He just wears us out. Big hits. Hurtful hits. Think you might get out of the inning? Here comes Callesto, and no, he's not going to let you go. He's hitting, coming into today, .341 against us this year with a homer and 7 RBIs.
He's brought his .299 average up to over the 3 bills because of today.
And in his career, he's hitting .341 against, .345 against us.
And every player's got a team or a pitcher he just loves to face. Obviously, for Callesto, it's us.
Polly's 0 for 2.
You bring up Robbie Alomar. It was a lot of fun. My last 3 years playing in Toronto, 94, 5, and 6.
He's the greatest second baseman in the last 50 years, no question. No doubt. Not just second base. He's one of the greatest players that ever played the game.
Switch hit, could steal a base. As we've talked about, some of the great players over the years only stole when they had to, and Robbie was one of those. He'd end up with 20 or 30 stolen bases. Not a whole lot, but every time you need it.
One of the best bunters to ever played again.
Ridiculous glove at second base. Could cover more ground, turn double plays.
As Polly goes down for out number 2. Yep. He might be the greatest second baseman in history of baseball. So here's Katse. Mark has gone out to left and grounded to first. Coach Haver got it on cruise control with a 6-run lead.
As you talked about, Ho Cheever, first pick in the draft, 2006, and obviously it's what we're seeing tonight is part of the reason. Big sweeper, decent slider, fairly good fastball, and it sinks. Got a lot of late movement on it tonight. I'm not sure if he had that the first couple times you saw him, but
you're not going to go first player picked in the draft, especially being a pitcher, unless you get exceptional talent. You know, do they all make it? Heck no, they don't. Look at Mark Pryor. Pryor had his moments before the injury, and there's another 1-2-3 inning. That's the 4th 1-2-3 inning that he has had. let's check out our U.S. Cellular text poll question and the results. Should Mark Burley win his first Rawlings Gold Glove Award this season? A yes, 90%. Mike Huff, my partner tonight, filling in for Steve Stone, who's enjoying Rosh Hashanah. And we both concur with that. There are some good fielding pitchers out there, there's no question. But I'll tell you what, you might be able to time Mark, but you're not going to beat him.
No, I'd like to know who the 10% thinks should beat him out this year, because he covers his position as well as anybody.
We got our own problems here, not worrying about Gold Gloves, though. We trail at 6-0. Johnny Nunez is on. Bar. Tony Pena. He has got Gordon, Betancourt, and DeJesus. And once again, a reminder, make your plans to be with us tomorrow night. Jake Peavy. First start. If you can't make it, that game will be over WGN. And then in the finale of this series on Sunday, Freddie Garcia against Robinson Tejeda. And that game on Comcast Sportsnet. High pop up left side.
See if that ball stays in here.
Well, that's got to be Pides. If he had any kind of chance whatsoever to get there, that's his play.
This ball goes up, even though Pods is kind of playing in left center. He's got the speed. You know, a ball that's heading down that line is going to come back to you. Always easier as you're coming in on a ball rather than going out on a ball.
Well, from the little brief exchange there, it may appear that Gordon may have been calling for it. I can't imagine he was, but no, that's Pod's ball all the way right there. Gordon had to go. Well, that's about 55 to 60 yards. And a base hit. Gordon takes advantage of what should have been an out. Even though it would have been a tough out, it was still a playable ball.
Rule of thumb in the outfield, and I was fortunate to play with some great center fielders, not just good
you were a
ones.
good outfielder.
One Dog and Devon White, was anytime you saw the back of their jersey, if you could see their name, you kind of slow down because you know they're coming underneath it. But if they're turned sideways like Gordon was, running back hard, and you've got a chance to come in, always call them off.
Betancourt started off that 3-run seventh with a little duck snort right at just over the head of the leaping Alexi Ramirez. This has been a season. You take our starters who have been so good. If Mark Burley didn't have any bad luck this year, he wouldn't have had any luck at all. If Johnny Danks didn't have any bad luck this year, he wouldn't have had any luck at all. KCA stays with it, makes the nice catch there, close to the fence, and that's out number one.
Now that's a tough play for Mark because he's running down a line where he's got no help from his teammates whatsoever. He glanced down once, only felt that warning track last second. Watch how quickly he comes up here, just thinking, is this base runner tagging up because it is a foul ball? Looks quickly and he's not there, so now he can relax and throw it in nice and easy.
Well, we talked about it last night in Seattle, yesterday afternoon and last night with a 14-inning game, about just how valuable Mark KCA is to a contending ball. Here's DeJesus. Hernandez running for Alex Gordon at first base. Breaking ball strike.
Johnny doing a good job getting ahead here.
I told my son this afternoon coming to the ballpark, we got to win 8 out of the 9 here in this homestand. So it appears every might have to win unless we can do something offensively. 8 in a row.
Six runs, 6 outs. It can be done. We've all seen it.
Well, you know, it's a state of mind. You know, it's a state of mind. And right now, our club is just not in that state of mind. Yeah, if you're 5 or 6 runs down in the 7th inning, as there's a line shot, Wayne. Now DeJesus goes into second base. Wayne overran it just a little bit. Ball took a funny hop on him. It bounced back to his left. He anticipated it bouncing to his right, and it kicked back to his left.
The way that ball came off the bat, you would have thought it was going to be slicing toward the left center gap. And watch this ball. It just checks up. Dwayne does a good job of keeping it in front of him. And unfortunately, just enough time for DeJesus to hustle into second.
Well, that should not be an error. But they're going to give him one, but it shouldn't be. That ball took a bad hop. If it was an infielder, you'd call it a bad hop. As here is Bloomquist.
Good opportunity for Coop and Ozzie to see how Johnny handles a little bit of adversity here. Second and third. Let's see if he can get a little pop up. A ground ball to one of our infields, or even a strikeout.
Bloomquist struck out in the first, walked in the third, lined out to Canerco in the fifth, and hit a ground ball to Paulie. Last inning, they got Betancourt caught off third base. And the count 1-2.
It's a great location on that pitch, and he's really going after Bloomquist.
Well,
I mean, it looks like there's some purpose in his pitches now.
Johnny's just 23 years old. And he just got a piece of that. And he's got good enough stuff to pitch in the big leagues if he can locate.
We watch him warming up, and as you've seen him on TV before, Hawk, he's got a lot of life on his fastball. It's going to be moving if he can just have some confidence, keep it down.
But a hurry, double clutch. Nice pick by Paulie, yes. Nice play by Alexi as well, but a terrific pick by Canerco.
This is one of those times you're actually glad your infield was playing in, because if he was playing back, probably would not have had a chance. And I don't know how many times we've seen Paul this summer save some of our infielders some errors. Another great pick out of the dirt.
That's a tough pick right there.
Yeah, that's
not your easy one.
No, not a long or a short hop. That was a tweener.
Those short ones are a piece of cake. The long ones are a piece of cake. Those tweeners, nope. So here's Butler. Takes first pitch strike. What we have seen in Nunez, which has not been that much, we saw him in spring training and then a few times here. He's going to have to stay on top of the ball with his fingers. Make sure he does that so that he can get some movement. If he gets him off to the side, it's going to be flat and he's going to get hit. That ball hit deep into right center field. Wise. It's off the fence, and that's going to score a pair on the double. That is the 47th two-bagger for Billy Butler, and it's 8-0.
Well, as you talked about Butler having a great night against us, unfortunately, because he stay on top and get some movement. It's actually a good spot, a good location, and Butler just a good pass on the ball. Hands back, head down. He's a big, strong young man, driving that ball deep to right center.
As I said, he's got a chance to be a monster.
been on base all 5 times tonight.
So here is Miguel Olivo. So Butler gets into third.
Well, you talk about the heart of your order, 3, 4, and 5, and you want them to be run producers?
Well, they've driven in 8 runs tonight.
That's run producing. When you're going good like these guys are right now, your table setters are setting the table and your middle of your order is coming through and you're getting some solid pitching.
Well, that's what I talked to some Kansas City people prior to the game, and they said that's what they've been doing. And take another look at right here, Johnny's fingers where they are on the ball. Relatively flat on the side or underneath. That's way back. That is way back, and it is 10-0. Second home run for Olivo. He now has 23, and he's driven in 6 tonight. Well, we talked about it earlier this inning that Johnny's going to have to make sure that everything he throws, he's going to have to stay on top with his fingers. If it's going to be the sinker, he can't get off to the side because it's going to be flat, stay on the back. He's got to stay on top. Even when he drops down to the side, he's got to stay on top. The youngsters have to learn that. All right, so another big inning, a 4 spot so far here in the 8th, and they lead it 10-0. For them, 0-2-1 for us. It's not been a pretty thing. Mark Burley went through 6 innings, giving up just 3 runs, so that was a quality start. Started the 7th. A couple of guys got on, came out. Pena came in, had a tough inning. Nunez has had a tough 2/3 of an inning here in the top of the 8th, and now Hudson. So here is Callaspo, who's 1 for 4, had a big 2-run double last inning. Get it all out of their system right now. First of all, 9-game homestand.
Those are Irish Blues brothers.
Well, that ball in the center field deep. Dwayne's there, makes the catch. And that'll retire the side. So they have scored 2 in the 6th, 3 in the 7th, 4 in the 8th, 1 in the 3rd, lead at 10-0. Out the Trinity Irish Dancers, and Mega Millions can find you every Tuesday and Friday. Have fun, play responsibly. Halfway to St. Patrick's Day, Sox fans watching the young ladies do their thing. So at least we've had some fun here tonight in every respect except baseball, as we trail it 10-0. The River Dance. Boy, I'll tell you what, Michael Flatley, that crew toured the world for a while, and that was absolutely sensational.
Those were athletes.
Oh, boy, I'll tell you.
That's a workout what those guys
know
were doing. How high they could jump. Oh, my gosh, yes.
Yeah. Brent Lillybridge hitting here in the bottom of the 8th inning for Alexi Ramirez. We have 2 hits in this game. A solid single by Dwayne Wise back in the 2nd inning, then an infield single. Push bunt by Pods. That was in the 6th. One and 2 the count to Lillybridge.
Think about it, the highlight of tonight has been Minnesota beating Detroit, keeping us only 6.5 games back.
Yeah, highlight number 1, highlight number 2, the Trinity Irish Dancers. And then, of course, for me,
3 men in the kilt.
they were terrific.
They were very good.
And Vince Vaughn, one of my favorites. Got him. 1 out. Mayer moves into right field. Josh Anderson in center. And Luis Hernandez stayed in at 3rd for Alex Gordon. Here's Gatz-Chris. 0 for 2. That was just the 3rd strikeout for Hochaver, who has been letting his stuff work for him tonight rather than trying to strike guys out. He's been pitching to contact.
Only 1 walk.
Well, if he learns how to do that, he's going to do exactly what the Royals thought he would do when they drafted him. Be a good pitcher. Chopper Hernandez can't get it. So that'll be a base hit for Chris.
And sometimes you'd rather be lucky than good, and as we've talked about, there is no substitute for speed. We've got two of them now. Scotty Pott and Chris, our top two base stealers, wearing out that third base line.
Well, here's Dwayne. He's 1 for 2. Also a stolen base.
Good swing there. You don't want to be too big here. Last I checked, there were no 10-run home runs.
I've only seen a couple guys do that. Pokes that one. Nice backhand by Betancourt, and they turn it on good speed. That's a major league double play right there, turned by Unieski, Betancourt, and Alberto Castro, and we are into the ninth. Stand, that means in our got-tos, it's got to time, got to win some ball games. We better win about 8 in a row. Brett Lillibridge remains in the game at short. Josh moves into the game at third. As they have 10 runs on 12 hits, we have no runs on 3 hits. And here's Mitch Mayer. First ball hunting, slicing away from Podge. Watch out, Podge. Okay. Stays with it, makes a nice kick.
A little bit of payback for Scotty on this one. As soon as that ball was hit, he had a great start. Look at him looking over at the fence, realizing I've got room. Let me shorten up my steps. Let me reach out. Great play.
Yeah, it is. That's a good play because it's right at that very dangerous spot. The short fence. That's a 22-year-old right-hander out of Lancaster, Pennsylvania. I'll tell you what, he just had some kind of year. Check that. That's out of Virginia Beach, Virginia. Big guy, 6'4", 220 pounds. Fifth round choice last year. And here he is in the big league. That ball hit deep. Way back. Big, strong John Buck ranks out his 8th homer, and it's 11-0. Kansas City on a roll. They have been. This would be 9 out of the last 11 they have won.
Welcome to the big leagues, Daniel. You throw a hard fastball down the middle. Up here, very few guys miss that one, and this was a no-doubter.
The last 11 games they have played Angels, 3 with Detroit, 3 with Cleveland, 3 with Detroit, and 1 with us. 11 games when they have won 9. Hernandez. Alex Gordon was 2 for 4, a double, a single, and 2 runs scored. He did not score the second. Hernandez did, but it was his spot. Carlos Torres.
Souvenir for some lucky fan.
Here you go.
Now there again, that's a nice sequence by the youngster. Throw some good hard fastballs in and out, a little bit up, comes back. Give Ramon Castro assist on this one, calling the changeup, and again, Daniel putting it in a good location. Good arm action.
So here's Betancourt. Makes first pitch strike. Betancourt 1 for 4 on the evening. Wow, what a nice double play he started last inning. $29,179 in the house tonight, and a lot of them, as you would suspect, have departed.
It was off the green at the start of this game. A lot of promise. Mark pitching well. Did not give him much support early, and haven't given any of our relievers any support late. We still got a 0 up there in that run column.
Well, we better watch out. It'll be the 12th time we've been shut out this year.
Yeah, with this ball club, that's just amazing to think about.
Ball hit hard. Nice pick by Lillibridge. Yes, right over the top. He's got a good arm. And that'll do it. They pick up one on the long home run by John Buck, his 8th, and we'll go to the bottom of the 9th, 11-0. Chicago Food Depository, you can help make the White Sox Wise Food Drive the biggest drive yet. Conduct your own drive prior to the game and then bring your contributions to the ballpark tomorrow night. Fans that donate non-perishable food items and make cash contributions will be entered for a chance to win autographed White Sox memorabilia. Make donations at gate 2 to 5 from the time the gates open until the top of the second inning for your chance to win. That's tomorrow. And besides that, have a chance to see Jake Peavy make his first start in the Sox uniform.
It's a good double whammy.
As that is popped up to center field by Ramon Castro. 1 out. 11-0 Royals. And right now let's check out our fourth drive of the game, coming last inning, this inning, I should say, long home run to center field by the big strong fastball up out of the plate. Fourth drive of the game.
There's definitely a no doubter.
Tyler Flowers hitting in Scotty Pod's place. Takes first pitch strike.
That's just not fair.
I don't know what we're yelling about.
Looking for his first major league hit. That's out. On the count 0-2. Make no mistake about it. This young man is going to have a bunch of hits in the big leagues. A bunch of long ones. He is as strong as anybody.
John Buck's a big individual, and this man is next to him even thicker. Every bit as tall.
Good breaking ball. And that is out number 2. We have only hit, if you're just tuning in, 1 ball hard tonight. That was a base hit by Dwayne Wise, leading off the 3rd inning. Coach Haver has had his stuff. He's been on top of his game, everything moving. Only hung 1 breaking ball that I can recall.
That was the base hit.
There's Josh. But Jake Peavy tomorrow night. And Freddie Garcia on Sunday. Can't make it to the ballpark. That game tomorrow night over WGN and on Sunday on Comcast Sportsnet. And the count 0-2.
I see the diehard fans still here. Want to give a quick shout to Tony Offman. I know a huge Sox fan. Stranger things have happened. There's no time limit in baseball, is there?
No, but
no time limit.
You can wrap this one up and send it to Poop stuff. Could have for a while. So a 3-hit shutout by Luke Hochevar, 26-year-old right-hander. As the Royals come in here, they win their 9th of 11th games. 9 out of the last 11 they have won. They win it 11-0, and we'll be back.